Hiya, everyone. This is a free for all. Whatever you want to talk about, just talk about. Just talk about, and everybody else will join in as well. If you've got anything on your minds, say it. No matter what it is, just say it. That's all. If you think I should go off this, tell me. Just anything you want, really, anything. And let's see how it goes, right, tonight. Rather than, I just want to mention these people before we start, get along. And it's Gap Painting Services. Gap Painting Services sponsor every show, every single show. Whether it's football, whether it's history, whether it's like tonight, a free for all, whether it's current affairs, which is tomorrow night. Just get them out. If you know any NHS workers who need decorating, they're wanting to decorate your bed, just tell them to get hold of these people because they get a special discount. They really do. And also, any elderly people, if you might have grandparents who want their house decorating, get them in. They get a special discount too. You don't fit into the categories and you're wanting to decorate your house, just tell them to come down, give you a price without any obligation whatsoever. That's how they're good people. I've had them in myself. Just get them in. They're really good. That's Gap Painting Services, who sponsor every single podcast that I do. Let's see what is Edward. Hello, Frank and chat. Hey, Edward. And still no new signings. Our squad hasn't been this bad since before Klopp. If Isak doesn't have a good season, then I can't see where the goals are coming from. We've had Mo for years, and Bobby and Manny. Yeah, you can't get any better than those three. No one can. I'm afraid, Edward. Oh, lovely Myra. Hi, Frank and friends. Hiya, Myra. Ah, lovely Myra is with us. Like and subscribe and share. Thank you, Myra. Thank you. And the poet says, it's the difference, it's the defence which worries me. Same here. We're supposed to be signing this kid. A kid, 18. Haven't we got any 18-year-olds? Are they going to go straight into the team? In the Premiership playing? Champions League, everything. It's like, do you know what it's like? It's like being late for a party. And the only things that you can eat is the leftovers. That's what it reminds me of, Liverpool and signings. Hi everyone, says the poet. Hi, poet. And Franco, today marks the anniversary of the Hiroshima bombing in 1945. To Shankichi, a Japanese poet who survived the bombing, wrote, "Give back my father, give back my mother, give grandpa back, grandma back." You can say that's happening in some little place beginning with a G in the Middle East. Give my family back. give my mum back, give my father back. And these are my little children. Do you know what? You can't see that. Things keep coming up in this. Anyway, carry on. And Franco, give my sons and daughters back. Give me back myself. Stroke. Give back the human race as long as this life lasts. This life. Give back peace that will never end. Great poem, that. Really. Great poem. Oh, then Franco, says Mick. Hiya, Mick. And hang on. The poet says, Virgil 35, that was the age the likes of a big man, Sammy and Carrot, called it a day. Yeah, it was. We don't expect much from the big fella, do we? Christ, we want him to carry on our defence yet again. Yes. Don't forget that the Dutch fella, he plays him in every game. No respite for him. And Mick says, just doing a bit of DIY. Then I'll be with you, mate. All right, mate. You finish it off, whatever you're doing, mate. And the poet says, Joe Gomez made of glass, and two young lads have never played a single Premier League game. Yes. It's like everyone hyping over young Naoni and saying he'd be a great number 6. Naoni's for next season, not this. I've watched the lad. He needs to put more weight on to stop those big fellas coming out. Yeah, let's pick a player. Let's pick Kane, Harry Kane. How would he do against him? Naoni. And there's other big fellas out there. Loads of them. And he'd be a number 6 in the Premiership and in the Champions League. Sorry. Good little player, but not ready yet. That's just, we can give him a few games during the season. That's no problem, but is he ready now? And Mick says, hey, Frank, I wanted to ask you, did you ever meet Shanks? No, never. Oh, once I met him. I did in Lime Street Station. I was 17. And I was walking through Lime Street Station and he's sitting on a bench. Couldn't believe it. And I just went through. I said, hello, Mr. Shank. Hello, son. I said, what are you doing here? That's all I could say. And he was waiting for the team to get off the train. Believe it or not. Waiting for the team. That's the only time. I never ever met Bob Paisley. Met Joe Fagan once in the Asda car park. All right, Joe. All right, lads. Go. But I've met loads of ex-players, became my friends, St. John, Jan Mulby, Barney Rubble, the late Tommy Smith, Tommy Lawrence. Oh, sorry there. And Franco said, when the little boy dropped from Enola Gay at 8:15 a.m. on this day, It was planned to the end the conflict called World War II. In fact, it only started. It's only started the start of the countdown towards a nuclear war. Yep, like today. Like today. Because there you've got Trump. He's wanting to obliterate Iran. He's wanting to obliterate. But is it for America he's wanting to obliterate it for? Is it America? The thousands of miles away apart, Iran and America. So what's he wanting to obliterate? See, when you talk about obliterating, it means millions of deaths. Millions. And I was listening to that Tommy Robinson. What a vile person he is. He was supporting everything that Trump was doing to get rid of them. Called them vermin. It's horrible. Come on, hit the like button. Thank you, Myra. Thank you, sweetheart. And the poet says, the young lads haven't got to face quality attackers like Haaland, Saka every week. They got to face the physical side of the game, long throw-ins, and Gabriel of Arsenal and Bairn of Newcastle. Totally, 100% agree with you, poet. As with midfield shoe, that's my gripe at Liverpool with no defensive mid, no DM, no number 6, and they're talking about Naomi. Yeah. And the poet says, there's a big ask for a 19 and a 21-year-old centre-back. No one is just returning from a year out with an ACL. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right there, mate. It's right. Says my Franco. Conveniently, the 6th of August is a celebration of the birth of Alexander Fleming, who saved lives with the invention of the penicillin, as well as the world-renowned pop art icon Andy Warhol. Didn't Andy Warhol just die? Andy Warhol. I like his art, actually. I love my art, to be honest, Franco. And the poet said, we were shipping goals like they were going out of fashion last season. And I'd argue the defence we started last season with is stronger than the one we've got now. Phil. Hello, Frank, and all the chatters. Hiya, Phil. And lovely Myra to Edward. Is it Thursday? I'm still on Monday. I have some catching up. Myra must have had a good weekend, mustn't she? It's a Thursday. I thought we were on Monday. And Uma, hi Frank, good to see you. I am not feeling. Oh, I have a fever and coughing. Please pray. Oh, of course, Uma. Sorry to hear that. Anyone who's ill, anyone. Don't like to see anybody ill, especially people who come on here. Little Linda, evening Frank. Hope you're well. Hiya, Linda. And the poet says, finished Jane Eyre, by the way, Frank. What a great book. That's two great recommendations from you. Now the other one being Hard Times. Dickens. Read 2 pages of the Pickwick Papers. Looks a long book. Do you know what? You're not going to believe this. I've never read that one. I've read most of his works. Never read Pickwick Papers. It's like someone said to me, have you seen every Shakespeare play? I said, no. Well, how do you know so much about him? It's not, it's not like reading all his works or anyone's works for that matter. I said. And Franco says, on the football angle, Iriola must have had a guarantees of signings before taking the job. Either Ian Hughes are playing one hell of a poker hand, or he has been played and needs to resign. He won't resign. That Hughes is awful, to be honest. I'm just going to have a swig of water, please. So just hang on. And the poet says some poem that about the Hiroshima bomb. Powerful stuff. Anything like that. You want to read some stuff by Wilfred Owen and the First World War. And he couldn't get his, he was dead, unfortunately. But he couldn't get his poems published until 11 years after the war. 11 or 12 years after the First World War, that is. Horrific. And Edward says, we're linked with 2 players who don't start for PSG. Yeah. They're down in the pecking order. The pair of them. As I said, it's like going to a party and you get there late, much later, and then you're trying to look for something to eat, and what you see is the leftovers. It's the way it is. This is the way I'm looking at it now. We just let things move along. And the Woodmaster says, never buy underwear from the Ukraine because Chernobyl fall off. Yeah, that was in there, Ukraine, Chernobyl. Yeah. And bye, Frank. I need to get some rest. I cannot be able to see your whole live stream. Sorry, Frank. Don't ever say sorry. Stay safe and stay healthy. Up the Reds, you'll never walk alone. And that's sad, he's ill. He must be bad if he's got a fever. Just get rest, plenty of rest, take your medication, and everybody will pray for your humour. Everybody. And Edward says, Mabe is meant to be a right winger, but the video I seen, he was playing a lot on the left. He'll be coming up against a loads of Kyle Walkers for different teams. Hello, Frankie, says John Keane. Hiya, John. And Linda. Can everyone use caps to help Frankie, please? Thank you. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that. And the Woodmaster. Hello, Frank and chat. By the way, hope you're all semi-okay. Being over 50, being semi is okay. Good day. This is good. Being over 50 is okay. It's a good day. And Franco. I think signings will happen. But why leave it so late? Iriola needs time to get the players and to learn to adapt and get together as a team. It just seems they never learn from previous mistakes made. You just carry on as normal. See, they think, why change your habit? It's as simple as that. He may stay ever. There he is, Captain Marty Bump. Yeah, behave yourself. Takes ammonia now all the time. Just talks about his daughter, Francie. He'll have modes, doesn't he, all the time? Yeah, sure, yeah, always. And Barry Aldridge, even if Frank and everyone, hope you're all well. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, mate. Buonasera, Franco, and all. Hope you're all well, says lovely Bella. Hiya, Bella. Hiya. And stay ever. Keegan tribute on Sunday. We're losing them, aren't we? The Vader. Hiya, Frank and chat. Season starts in 2 weeks and we have signed nobody for the first team. That's neglect of the highest order. Totally agree. And they're talking, I was listening to, I'll have to say his name, won't I? David Lynch. He was not half hyping up this Mabe, this 18-year-old kid. He was just hyping him up. As though, he's going to be a great marquee signing. He's not a marquee signing. If he can't, if he's well down the pecking order at PSG and he's only young, why don't they keep hold of him? So, if they think he's going to be fantastic. I know he's a Senegalese. He played for Senegal in the World Cup. Is it what we want? We really need quality, and I'm talking about quality players. But you're getting the same old rhetoric of every pod. And ever. Keegan's tribute is this Sunday's friendly. At this Sunday. Yeah, against Monaco. So sad. Little Kev, little Mighty Mouse. Phil, Frank, as a historian, what is your thoughts about David Starkey? He seems to know a lot of history and states Blair and Brown gave the power to Quangos, apparently. The four of them, these run the country. Of course they do. Quangos have always run the country. You know, people call them the deep state. David Stark is good. He's good. Is David Stark. I've listened to him on many of it. I went to one of his lectures, actually. Starkey. Ah, lovely Myra. Frank, you're going for surgery. Will the show go on? How will we know how you're doing? Jason will put like bulletins up. And I've got a couple of lads, friends. I've got, on the chat, and I'll just send them messages so that they can say something to tell you how I am. Francine reminded me, she said, Dad, I said, I haven't heard from, the hospital. She said, Dad, he told you it'll be near the end of the month. So I expect it, most probably, the message next week. I hope you wait for the Brave. Do you mean about selling the World Cup, or what? Trump's family wanting to buy the World Cup? They'll never buy that. No way. No way. And Bella says, Franco, with the chat split between football, world news and history tonight, what's the one Liverpool history lesson that puts all of today's modern chaos into perspective? That's a great point, that. Because as you know, Liverpool, the people of Liverpool, the city of Liverpool, I'm not talking football here, gets ridiculed. They think that Liverpool's a big joke. But they don't know the history of Liverpool. And that's what it's all about, the history. I'm doing a special show on Monday, what Liverpool have achieved and what they've given the world. And that should put everything in perspective. And now we've fought against government, our own government. By the way, we fought against them. We're the only ones who fought against them. Stood shoulder to shoulder. In the 80s, Thatcher government, Tories, against managed decline. And we had nothing. They gave us nothing. So Bella, listen out on Monday. My dad got his autograph. Oh yes, thanks. At Dixie's Bar and Sound, said he pestered him for his autograph. I've got it framed in my house. My old fella went all over Europe. God rest him. I'd make it myself, mate. In my little young days, I seen us lift the first European Cup, the very first European Cup. In Rome, following year at Wembley, down at Wembley, seeing them, retain it. We're the first British club to do it, retain the European Cup. then Paris, then Rome again. So it's great things like that. It really is great things. Travelling. Can't even go to Anfield today. Should be proud of him, Mick. Man. And the polo. Hi Frank, I hope I find you well and ever watching. And Polo says Warhol's eyes, and like was it that long ago? Andy Warhol, wow. It just shows you, doesn't it? When someone mentions someone, like a great artist like Andy Warhol, and then I said he's dead, and it goes all the way back to 87. Wow. And Barry says, I hope you wait for a brave and don't blink first. Infantino needs ejected from his position, just like a certain orange blimp across the pond. Corruption at its highest level. Yes, Barry. And Steve Evo says, there's no Canate, though, which is a blessing. Should have sold them 2 years ago. You see, there's always different opinions about certain players. There's always different opinions. When you get the likes of what my old mate says there, Steve, about Canate, have we got a replacement for him yet? We've got this Xhaka, and he's injured. We haven't even seen what this Munoz is like yet. And the Woodmaster says the state of the centre-back, goalkeeper, centre-forward positions on the market are due to going away from the 4-4-2 system. Now there are half as many strikers to pick from. Yeah. And the Polo says LFC need 3 new powerful midfielders. Yes, totally agree. If not, it's 5th place, sadly. When you're going to get told it's in transition, the team, he broke a fine team up this time last year, 12 months ago. A championship winner side. He broke it up, smashed it up. And that Dutch fella, in his first season, and at the end of last season, the season before, in his first season, the Dutch fella got rid of Kwanzaa, sold him. Now there's talk of signing him back next season for 52 million. A buyout clause. Ridiculous. Why did they get rid of him in the first place? Because of that dope. And it was money to buy the players that came in the summer that never really materialised. On the pitch, that's why we struggled to finish 5th. And the Vader, Frank, have you seen Disclosure Day yet? I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm so dehydrated. I was watching it. I was watching it, Vader, and it turned it off. It turned it off. I said, no, not having this. And I like Spielberg. I've watched most of, I think I've watched them all, Spielberg films. But I just turned that off. I suppose you have. Vader watched it. And Stephen Cochran. Good evening, Frank and fellow Reds. You'll never walk alone. Good evening, Stephen. And Irma says, just asking why. I don't mention his name, so I'll just call him the Dutch cheese fella. Just ask him why the Dutch cheese fella's head floating in your intro from right to left as it's some kind of ball. It's a ball. I wouldn't have him nowhere near my intro. Still have Mo there because he's iconic. A mixer is liked his history as well. Told us how Churchill deployed military troops into the city and HMS Antrim into the Mersey. Yes. If you think about it, I'll have to open this door. I'm absolutely dehydrating, and just a minute, I've just got to open my door. I'd love to go on about that, actually, about Churchill. Just bear with me on this, please. So what? Yeah, if you look at the actual HMS, it was a frigate, and it was a battleship, a frigate. You know, that's guns, trains its guns on Liverpool. And when you think of he sent for that, and that was from, it was all the way over in Canada. And he sent for it. He said, get over here. Get us over here. And came down because Antrim, there was lots of sectarianism in Liverpool at the time. When you think about that. Antrim. HMS Antrim. That's Churchill for you. 50,000 armed troops. 6,000 police from Birmingham and Leeds. And every single police had to be 6 foot and over. So you could imagine with their helmets on how tall they were. I've got pictures. You look like giants to the jockers, dragging them in. Franco, and this is to Polo. Andy Warhol once said about the inspiration of art, don't think about making art, just get it done. Let everyone else decide if it's good or bad. While they are deciding, make even more art. That's not what he said. Buonasera, Franco, says the lovely Toscana. And co, hope you're all well. Wish they'd crack on with those signings, or we're going to have a miserable season. Excuse me, you know what? I'm sure something's in my bloody eye. You're right there, Toscana. I watched Disclosure Day. Wasn't impressed at all. You can tell there's a government advice added to the film. I turned it off. I just turned it off. Ciao, Bella. And Dennis, hiya Dennis. Good afternoon from, in brackets, finally, sunny Tampa. It's been raining there for ages. Dulce et decorum est. Pro patria mori at the end. Yep. Yeah, bent double like old beggars under sacks, knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through sludge, till on the haunting flares we turned our backs, and to our distant rest began to trudge. Men marched asleep, many had lost their boots, bloodshot, all went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots of gas shells dropping softly behind. Gas, gas, quick, boys, and ecstasy of fumbling, fitting the clumsy helmets just in time. But someone was yelling and floundering like a man in fire or lime, as under the thick green sea plunges at me, guttering, choking, drowning. If you two could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in, and watch his white eyes riding in his face, is I can't go on with that. It's too harrowing. I will carry on with it. His hanging face, like a devil sick of sin. If you could hear at every jolt the blood come gargling from froth corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as the cud, of vile incurable sores on innocent tongues, my friends, you would not tell with such eye zest to children ardent for some desperate glory. The old lie, dulce et decorum est, pro patria mori. How sweet it is, and victorious it is, and patriotic it is to die for one's country. That was the irony of the content of the poem. It's not sweet and patriotic to be gassed, blown up, shot. And Stephen Cochran says 17 days till the new season begins and still no movement on potential new signings, as typical behaviour from the Scrooges of Anfield. Yeah, Mick says it's a sweet fitting to die for one's country. Heavy that. Yeah, it is heavy. I'm fitting to die for one's country. That's what's happening now. That's what's happening now. Although I always remember, I used to watch fervently on BBC Two Newsnight. And Newsnight has been going for years, and I always remember there was a reporter, and he was lads, young lads, Americans going over to Vietnam. And he just went over, the reporter just went over and started talking to them. And he said to this one young lad, "Do you know where Vietnam is?" And he said, "No." No. He said, "Never forget that. Never forget that." Now, that lad must have been just a couple of years older than me at the time. And most probably he's dead. Went to Vietnam, to a place that he didn't know where it was, and ended up being killed there. For what? No. Futility it is. And Phil says, "Frank, as we get a little older, the old health is wealth is my mantra." Yeah, it is. It is our mantra. Gralu. Ciao, Franco. Ciao, Gralu. What's the over-under at Ladbrokes on Liverpool's soon entering an execution phase from the summer-long planning phase? When does walk the walk meet talk the talk? It depends, really. When you say at Ladbrokes on Liverpool soon entering an execution phase from the summer-long planning phase, you're talking politics, you're talking football. That's what when does walk the talk, me talk the talk. There's always been walk the talk, to be honest. To be honest, Carlyle, on anything. On anything. If it's football, you get lots of teams, lots of clubs talking the talk, especially the managers and the fans. But they can't walk the walk. In politics, you get the likes of, we've just got a new Prime Minister. How many's that in the last few years? Because our government, no one can manage the people. No one can govern the country because the country is that split over lots and lots of issues. And you've got Burnham come in. Can he just is he going to talk the talk? Because to me, he is. Not walk the walk, but talk the talk. And no one's going to take a blind bit of notice of him. They're just going to ridicule him. And Franco, Mr. Frank, and all the chat, what do you realistically expect from the forthcoming season? And do you expect a takeover to happen as well? Thanks. Yeah, I said a few weeks ago that with the economic situation that's happening right now, people don't realise how bad it's going to get. We're going to pay a lot more when we go shopping. We're paying a lot more now. I know I have to go shopping for myself. And some of the prices are absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So it's going to get very much worse. And I'm not just talking going in and buying foods. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about utilities as well. I'm talking about travel. I stream Italy. I love Italy. Love it. Love it to bits. And I'm streaming it every day. And I'm looking at beaches. Now it's August. Well, I've been streaming it for months. And the beaches are deserted. That's telling you prices of holidays have exploded. And they're going to get worse. Prices, that is. And what do I expect from the forthcoming season? Just to say, if we don't sign anybody, I'm not saying we'll struggle as such, but don't expect too much out of Areola. Don't expect too much of him. And from there, the team. Everyone was hyping, not everyone, but there was a few hyping up the kids, And what they don't say, when we played Leeds had their fringe players out in the first half, and we turned them over. Then we changed the second team around, second half, with more of our fringe players playing. And then we got stuffed. 4-0. I say it was 4-0. If you know what I mean. We couldn't score. So they beat us that half 4-0. And that's simply not good enough. But you'd have the scapegoats. I'm not doing the scapegoats again. But you had the normal scapegoats. But Liverpool are very slow, Franco, in the market, mate. Very slow. And it could go pear-shaped. And if you want a really good UFO incident, probably one of the most definitive UFO contacts happened in 2016 in a village called Pendrick in South Wales. There's been quite a number of UFO sightings in Wales, by the way. Quite a few. Mudmaster. Our little Maggie. Frank, I've been okay for a while now. Never move an house again. Maggie, I told you, I think, I did tell you that the most stressful thing is moving house. Is the most stressful thing. And Bella says, Toscana, I'm doing great, thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful evening too. That's lovely, that. I like when, the chat to each other. It shows you, like, the concern. And the camaraderie, by the way. Camaraderie is great. Uma says, your prediction, where will we finish in the up-and-coming season? I think we should finish 4th or 5th. I'm not giving a prediction until the beginning of the season, Uma, and to see if we bought anyone. I could give a prediction now and ends up with. So it's at the start of the season. That's when I'll give my prediction where we finish. Uma. Stephen Munoz will be the only signing in the window by the looks of it. It's sad times for Liverpool Football Club under FSG. We come not to pay. Polo says, Mbappe is in PSG B-side. Seriously, LFC should be buying top tier for fuck's sake. I agree. Polo, look, I've seen you on other pods. I don't comment. I just look and see what they're saying and read the comments, what the chatters are saying. And yeah, but you're getting the hype of this Mbappe. You just said there. They're not thinking in the long term. They're not thinking now. They might be thinking like, oh, yeah, okay. And they're talking about he'll be a homegrown player in 3 years' time. I was like, looking at it. Don't we need any players now? Don't we need anything, to make a challenge for something? And they're going on about that kid, 18 years of age. Haven't we got any 18-year-olds in that? Tim, to nurture and pull through. That aren't they good enough? And Stephen Cochran. Judge us after 10 games and see where we are. Then, as Iriola will have a job to manage a team with a weak defence. It's bad news. What about attacking? Ekatike's out. And you've got Isak, who's likely to be injury prone as well. And get injured. You've got Xhaka there, who's out injured with, I don't know what he's fucking injured with, but if he comes back, and what if he gets injured? Someone crowds into him with his bad shoulder and dislocates it. What's going to happen then? Mike Davids. Hello, Frank. Hey, Mike. And the Polo says, Frank, have you got that map, 1900s, of the hinterlands in Liverpool, Huyton, Aintree, Aylwood, etc.? I'd like to see it. The little farms. Yeah, I'll have it up on Monday. Definitely. Do you know what? I don't know what it is. I'm just dry all the time. Really? I don't know what it is. Dehydrating. So I'll do that for you, Polo. Monday. And Dennis Pop. Frank, do you think we could entice Francine to continue the show during your rehab with a few packets of cheese and onion chips? And all slightly used LFC programs. But it is, she works, you see. And I don't know. Alaska. See what she says, Dennis. And Edward says, we dominated Europe and England. No other English team has done that. No, none whatsoever, Edward. That's what I keep saying. We are Liverpool. And we're looking at 18-year-old kids. Even, all right, you know, people say about this Barcola being great and everything, and he can't even get into the French international, and he can't get into the PSG side. So they have better players than Barcola. We're buying leftovers. I don't know what Phil is left. Hello, Dennis. To see about that one. Toscana says to Bella, I've been promoting the city of Liverpool. My friend's cousin is coming over from Italy, and I've recommended some places to visit in that case. Come down and see me. I'll tell her a few places to go. Your friend, Toscana. And thanks, Frank. Means a lot, that, mate. Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. And Dennis says, come to think of it, I'll take over FIFA for a few doner kebabs and pints of old speckled hen. They are, say. He'll take over for a few kebabs. Yeah, look, me and me big mouth. Me and me big mouth. Storm clouds are rolling. Saves you right. It'll give the alligators that you've got roaming around your garden, or your front garden, or your back garden, a shower. And Emma says, thanks for the shout out, Frank. Love you, Frank. I pray for your successful surgery. Thank you. Thank you. And wish you good health. Thank you, Emma. Thank you so much, friend. Funny enough, I got a message today. I used to go and give talks to lawyers every November from all around the country. And I got a message to show, will you come in there and give a talk? I said, I can't. Shame. And Mick says, Manatee Klein makes me blood boil. Even now, Frank, makes my blood boil. True. Tried to wipe us out. Mother, should I trust the government? Pink Floyd. Well, I listened to Roger Waters. Brilliant. The Vader. Yeah, I watched it, mate. Thought it was very slow. Nowhere near as good as Close Encounters. There you go. And Mick says, get plenty of water into you, Frank, as much as, mate. That's what I try to do. That's what I'm doing now. Don't know what. Maybe I'm shutting down. And Linda says, talking of art, I have just purchased off my neighbours, what he does with trunks of wood. I got a what? An owl. So much teeth. Oh, right, an owl. Go away. That's nice, that, Linda. Woodcraft is fantastic. Woodcraft is fantastic. And Mick say, Frank, you've got me you've got my eyes leaking there, mate. Wilfred's own. It's great, Wilfred. His poetry is unbelievable. You've only got to listen to, well, not listen, but you've only got to look at a title of a poem, one of his poems, Anthem for Doomed Youth. And the first couple of lines, what passing bells for these who die as cattle. Those opening lines. And the title says it all. What passing bells for these who die as cattle. And the title of the poem is Anthem for Doomed Youth. They're all going to the death. And Bella, Franco, did you know 19 Abercrombie Square was actually the Confederate unofficial overseas headquarters during the Civil War, right under Liverpool's nose? Used to bring people in there. I've done it on one of my DVDs. J.K. Prolu was the consul. Yeah. Know all about it. And they actually had a battleship built in Carlyle called the Alabama, SS Alabama. So everything was paid for through Liverpool for the SS Alabama. And when it set to sea, it was a Liverpool crew. They went on it. And if they would have been found out, it would have caused an international incident. Know all about it, Bella. And Cedric, hiya Cedric, big up legends, with legendary studs off you. I just thought that when supposedly gave captain's armband to Simi, to Costas, that he was giving it to him because Costas was the oldest on the pitch. Thing is, I understand that, but he still should have gave it to Jones because he was the most senior player. Liverpool, the most senior player on the pitch. The rest were kids. And Costas only got back from I don't know where he just got back from. But anyway, you know, it's all done and came now. But he started it all Sobbo. Should have just given it to Jones. That would have been. But what I didn't like about Samikas is that he threw it on the floor, didn't he? He threw it, and Jones picked it up. You don't throw a captain's armband or any band belonging to Liverpool Football Club if you're playing for them on the floor. Gas, yeah. All the old lads were being gassed, Mick. Lovely little Lord. Hi, Frankie. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Bella. And Cedric says, plus it was a pre-season And when else wouldn't he get it? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, Cedric's letting on so all the chat. And Linda says, my neighbour is such an artist with chunks of wood. I purchased a hand carved doll. You just said that. I thought you said about when you mentioned cold that you're going to stock up for the winter and have wood log fires. Ali, all the way from Romania. Good evening. Good evening, Ali. Hi, Laura, I hope you're well. A Blairite, a Brownite, a Milibandite, a Starmanite, an insider and an outsider walk into the bar. The barman asks, what are you having, Andy? Isn't it a joke? 2 weeks in the job and he needs a holiday. It's only the worst way the Thatcherites or the Blairites. They love wars, both of them. And Linda says, Frank, that's happened to lots of armed forces today. Yes. Yes. And Dennis. The Monkeys tune, Last Train to Clarksville, is about a guy getting shipped off to Vietnam. Go away. Clarksville, just 45 minutes up the 124 from Nashville, is the home to Fort Campbell, huge US Army base. Go away. Didn't know that. The last train departure, and I'll meet you at the station. We great, the Monkeys. Funny. And Ali, well shouldn't mean something in this life. Too bad you can't do it and nothing without money. Yeah. Struggling here. Doesn't matter what you own. You are just a tenant. After 100 years, nobody will even know about you. And it is sad. Yeah. True that. Toscana, you love Liverpool. Thank you. Your family and friends will love it, says the lovely Bella. And when you're coming to Liverpool, come too with them. That's a good idea, though. But she's got to look after the son, don't forget. Bella. Stephen says the country finished as Burnham just a puppet, like, of course he was, or is, as business of the usual under the clowns of Parliament. That's what they are. No one will be able to afford anything. You're right there, Len. Keep saying it. That's why I said Liverpool Football Club a couple of weeks ago will sell. The owners, FSG, will sell because they don't want to be a hit. I'm telling you now. And Phil says to Dennis, some years ago, met an old chap in Portsmouth, Maine. He told me 1960s he went out for a drive, ended up in San Francisco as a hippie, ended up broke and hitchhiked all the way home. Scott McKenzie, San Francisco. The Aruma from Bella. Hope you get well soon. That's lovely, though. And Phil says, have to be brave to itch your eyes. Now in the US. I was only listening to that song today. Itching her eyes. Itching her eyes. Yeah, I was only listening to that today. So, welcome to Turkey. Poor Frank had snuck over there. Do you know what, Cedric? I didn't half feel sorry for him. Honest. He'll never be forgotten by me and millions of others. What he did for us. Just have a look at the goals. Comes on YouTube. Have a look at the goals he scored. Incredible goals. He scores goals, not just once. The goal he scored against Man City, well, he did it against Everton. He did it against Wolves. He did it against Spurs. So he just done it. No one could get the ball off him and scored from acute angles. Incredible. So it wasn't just a one-off thing. And Ali to Stephen Coughlin. Prime Minister is just a puppet. They only do the job to find one who will accept to destroy his own country and people. A person without morale or character. Low person. And Uma. Liverpool are reportedly interested in Jed Spence, whose value is at just 35 million by Tottenham. Well, if Tottenham let him go, they're bringing in loads of players themselves, so they've got better players than Jed Spence for his position. And this is what it's all about. We're getting the leftovers, the cheapos, as they say, cheap players. Bella says, Lauren, doing okay, glad you're well. And Stephen Coughlin, Iriola being set up to fail with no future investment is why do we leave things to the last minute? So probably there will be no signings with the window closing soon. It's transfer silly season every year. Frank, we moved house. It was murder. Moved next door. Says Phil. Moved next door. It was murder. And Maggie says, I reckon that you guys get a charabang to Town for a housewarming. Town, charabang. And Zenith says, Phil, try moving a house across 2 states and 530 miles, 34 miles, mate. Oh, God blame, I can't. Do you know what? I don't know what's wrong with me. Really bad. Klopp's first season, we finished sixth. So we need to get a grip on reality, says Phil. No one could do what Rafa Benitez did in his first season. No one. That's win the Champions League. And did it by one of the greatest games ever. Ever finals. Greatest ever final. Ali, I don't understand why we try to buy a winger. Why? We have 5 or 6 already. We have no defence, no DM, exactly, no right back, and we want wingers. I can't get it. No one gets it. Nobody gets it. And Phil to Dennis, we did move next door. No need for a furniture van, just carry it in. Oh, Mr. B. Franco, good evening, mate. Good evening, Mr. B. Good to see you. If we will not buy some good defensive players, we will concede a lot of gold. Gold, says Ali. It's a nap, isn't it, really? It's a nap. Our defence has to be quick as well because the way we're playing now is that we're on an attacking side. I press. And you've got to have somebody back. When Mane, Salah and Bobby were playing, you had Virgil who was very quick. Back in defence. Covering everyone. Barry says, if we get in the top 3, I'll be very surprised. If we win the league, I'll run around the Albert Dock in the buff. Don't forget your binoculars. Fucking hell. I just have to finish early. Too much wrong with me. I really don't. And Stephen says PSG are having a laugh with the valuation of players, saying we're paying over the odds for players that are bench warmers. It's crazy times. The way things have gone in the market for signings. We should have, all we should have done, not being funny, all we should have done was just gone out and bought the players that we wanted. We've got the money. We're in the top 5 of the richest clubs in the world. Think about that. We can afford anybody. And we can afford the wages they want. I'm telling you now. TW, I say, big up Frank, big up T. And mentioned this fella loads of times. Ali says, Guevara is better than Barcola, way better. And we had him for a low price, but we signed Gravenberch, don't remind me. Do not remind me. And Uma says to Ali, yeah, Kvara, but I want Dewey in our 11. And Ronaldo is loved forever, says Ronaldo. Love you, sir. Thank you, Ronaldo. You've got a great player's name there, haven't you? As your little thing. Ronaldo. Have we made any silence today, says the T? In a word, oh, it's all speculation. It's been speculation for weeks, hasn't it? And as I said, I remember this fella, I'm talking last week. And I put him on. He's not a scouser or anything. And he said, welcome to Liverpool, Barcola. Because he had that clickbait. And I said, I knew it was as well. And I said, you never commented, don't comment on them. And I just said, you phony. Do it out, these people. And Ronaldo says, hope you're doing good. Thank you, Ronaldo. Thank you. I hope you're well as well. Hope you're good. And Ali to me, I don't think they will sell it and probably will last 200 million or more. What are you talking about? I haven't a clue what you're talking about. So I'm not going to answer. Love Roger Waters, his quality. As never forget Sid Barrett, the forgotten man. You'll never walk alone. Great Roger. Dennis the Bell. My mate in Liverpool, JP Maxwell, has been asking Jason to throw them on. We'll get them. Right to Jason, Dennis, to get them covers on. Yeah, we'll get them JP Maxwell's books up, covers. And Michael Dooley, hiya, Michael. When you let millions of people in the country on purpose, the standard of living for everyone goes down. Forget about the culture race thing. It's the amount of people in the country. Yes, I agree there. Totally agree. But that was a planned job. That was a planned job, though. Tell you who it was by. It was by Trump. Because of Spain. Spain's attitude towards the Americans. Because they wouldn't allow any American planes to take off their air bases, Spanish air bases, to go and bomb Iran. And then and he says, I'm not helping, to the EU, that is, I'm not helping this Zelensky. And always remember what that von der Leyen said. We have tools, and these are the tools. And I think it's, with the likes of Trump, it's to frighten other countries. Not only that, but also what he did with Venezuela. We could do a Venezuela on any of you lot. It's shocking what they're doing. It really is shocking. And Mick says, done well for his own in school, 1994, Archbishop Beck. Mr. Murray, English teacher. What a fella. Who, Mr. Murray? I used to teach him myself, built for his own. Franco says, you cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Jane Goodall said that. So you and I and everyone else on here try to make a difference. No matter what, it could be a personal difference. So like a member of your family, it could be a personal difference to yourself. Could be a personal difference to, people, group of people. That's what it's all about, you see. It's interaction. If you stay away from people, you don't know any of their thoughts or what they're like, what the characteristics are like. So we all try to make a difference somehow. And you don't realise what difference you do make to certain people. You could come across like a right prat or a nice, decent person or just an average fella, just an average fella whom people, don't like or dislike, or girl for that matter. So it's people, I'll tell you who's getting a lot of stick. And these are what you call influencers, especially young girls. Going on the streams and saying, well, this is what you do with your nails, or this is what you do with the, they're influencers. But, young people take notice of them and try to do what they're doing. Is that good or bad? I think it's good. But unfortunately, they get ridiculed. But some are just there posing. Some are just posing in bikinis and, sitting by pools, trying to tell you what the best you can do. That's what I disagree with. Those type of influencers, I should have said. And Phil to Michael, unfortunately, they turn us into racist issues. Lots of illegal people here are white, by the way. They begrudge 12,500 after 35 years of working, but happily spend 40,000 per year to support illegal. There's no black and white, is there? There's none. You're either for immigration or against it. But I'm totally against illegal immigration, because when you look at the illegals, they're all young, just like that crossing over into that Soweto or Quetta or whatever it's called in Morocco, Spain territory. Now they're starting to look at, they all went back, didn't they? The majority of them went back. 6,000 are still left there. But it's coming out that these are criminals. They don't want to go back to Morocco to go to jail. Fucking hell, this chair's not half. Do you know what? I had something to eat before I came on, and I never do. Maybe that's why I'm lethargic. Never have anything to eat because it makes me tired. And Ali, yep, because Caravaciela is better at Napoli. He used to play right wing as well, but he is class. Watch many games. Others cannot stop him. He is a tank. I think him, Neves, and Vintner are the engine. Yeah. We could have had him for 58 million. I do know that because I follow Napoli. I followed him for 2 years, Kvaratskhelia, and I was saying we should buy him. Bella, a steady light through the darkest nights. Frank guides the way, the quiet grace. Oh, I'll do that again, I'm sorry. A steady light through the darkest nights. Frank guides the way with quiet grace. A heart of gold that shines so bright. He brings warmth and strength to every place. I hope everything goes well for Europe. Can't say better than that. Thank you. Still a message in. Sorry about this. Thank you there, Bella, for that. And Michael Julie, don't you think the medical team are too fussy, full of procedures at Liverpool? Just get them playing. Every injury we get, they're never out for a game. It's always for weeks. Yep. Yep. They're like thoroughbreds. They're like thoroughbreds. I think FSG are implementing a managed decline of our beloved club. That's why I said that. I think they're wanting to buy, but I don't want this Bezos to take over. I don't want any Americans taking over. That's for sure. Yeah, I was listening to some fella, not listening, read his comment. I forget what podcast I was looking at. I don't comment, you see, but I would love to have got hold of this fella. He said, people are moaning at FSG. They saved us. I don't like when they say that. They never fucking saved us. No way did they save us. But these people, I don't know. You're right, Mick, they are. Both my sons were in the army, both seen wars of sort. Everyone sees a war, to be honest. Len, telling you now. Franco, I was the Romanian guy from the army. He said that it will be a world war for sure in the next 5 years. The agenda is that world population needs to be 4 billion, not 8. That's always been a theory about that. To get rid of the population. You can easily get rid of the population. Believe it or not, we're out of war. Work that one out. How do you do that? Quite easily. Has anyone else seen the Time team lost track of Liverpool special release? And if not, give it a gander on YouTube, says Dennis. Dennis, I did a video, right, and of the doc, and the Time team was there at the time, and what's his bloody name? The Duke of Westminster, who gave the money to build Liverpool 1, he looked at both and he said, what I did was far better. And that goes back to what you've said there, 2008. That's what he said. Because I was actually in there. They weren't. I gave everything, the size, everything. Anyway. So you can just get one of my DVDs. I don't know what it is. But one of them, and you get the best. I don't like saying things like that. I really don't. But if the Duke of Westminster says ours was better, and he had no affiliation with us, by the way. He said the historian gave a better interpretation, far better, with coverage of the doc. That's what he said. And Dennis said, Bella, Frank has had him on previously. Another visit to the show when Frank is on. The men's is due. What are you talking about? Who's that? And Mick says, we the working class are just fodder to them shower FSG. They're only interested in them hospitality packages, rinsing fans for every penny. Greed is good, Animal Farm. Yes. It is shocking what they're doing. That's it. Back all the side. It's like a shotgun. And Stephen says, wishing a king all the success in Turkey. As thanks for everything, Mo Salah. Yeah. You couldn't say on a podcast, could you? Would you bring Mo back before he went to Turkey? I think he was waiting for a call, you know. Sorry about that. Frank, the seller picture is in the framing shop. Oh, is it? Nice one. Nice one. Nice one, Phil. And Irma says that's it. Not really shite. He's messing to TW's only messing Irma. This is our humour, you say. Because everyone's talking about Barcola. He's been talking about it for weeks. And that's why he said, it's Barcola side. Because it's becoming stupid. And I hardly use that term. And Ali, well, I like Spence. He came as backup. Then he never left the first team 11 at Spurs. He is good, but let's hope Spurs will sell him. Now he is playing for a national team as well, says Ali. That Jed Spence. Yeah, there's Sam back. Hello, Frank. Love from India. Hello, Sam. Hiya, Sam. Last game I went to was the Rangers friendly, says Michael, at Ibrox in 2008. Few of me mates are season ticket holders. Crazy money those days, yes. Crazy money these days, yes. And Cedric says, yes, Salah will always be the king. That reception he got was fitting when he arrived. Absolutely. And the Dutch fella ruined fucking everything. And that use. And that other prick, Edward. Mr. B. If Spencer's wanted at Spurs, how was he regarded as ideal for Liverpool? Please stay in London with that mask. Jed Spence. It's what people say. I said, Mr. B before, I said, it's like going to a party and everything's more or less being eaten up. And you're looking around and what you find in the scraps. And this is what Liverpool are like now. Instead of just fucking paying out and getting the best. Because we can afford it even without selling anyone. This is what the owners are like. And Ali says, let's pay 100 million for Kabasi instead of Barcola. See how different opinions. Hey. And Mr. B. Mo Salah's an amazing for us, but I did think Italian Serie A or Spain, not Turkey. I wish him well. Yeah, he's played in Italy, hasn't he? Came from Roma. But as you notice, I reckon other teams, I reckon Premiership teams went after him, but we haven't heard. And he's refused them. His agent said he won't go to another, just like Klopp, he will never go to another Premiership club. And he kept his word. It's the way it is with my Mo. Mo Salad running down the wing. I found moving quite easy, being armed forces. Sometimes we were given 10 days to move. And Mr. You're looking fresh, mate. Me looking fresh, knackered. Absolutely knackered. I'm trying to last the 2 hours out. And Ali says, Frank Virgil is 34. He cannot carry our defence for another 10 years soon. He will leave. He gave everything for it. Yes, totally agree. Totally agree. And the C says, Frank, when's he go in for you? Huh? I mentioned it before. See, I haven't had the particular date, but I was talking to my daughter before, and I said to her, I haven't had it. She said, Dad, the surgeon said it'll be at the end of August. So I'll expect to know next week. And Phil says, I think this is Virgil's last season and Becker's. Yeah. Oh, it's a nap. Just imagine them going in this pre-season and looking around, there's no one there. Who do you know? From the likes of Nunes and Diaz right up to no Mo, no Robertson, no Canata. Just think about it. Mr. B. Remember, we signed Andy Carroll and Charlie Adam. Then I put me on the down of Mr. B. And see. And Ali, Frank is there, Ronaldo invite you at his wedding on Sunday. Couldn't go. Can't walk, you see. And he only wanted people there, to dance as well. Can't dance. Can't sing. Can't do anything. Rather, we didn't remember. What was it? What is it? Ignorance is bliss. Maggie. Well, I'm off now. Take care, Frank. Nice, everyone. Our little Maggie Young. It's gone. Stop spamming, Ali, says Tam. Is Ali spamming? Ali doesn't spam. And Irma says PSG asking 150 million for Bradley Barcola. L'Equipe report. by Fabrizio Romano. It's a lot of money for anyone now. What? It's Sam, Ali. Stephen says, cappuccino to Frank. Yeah, it really is. And Ali says, Uma, 150 million is a huge price for him, in my opinion. He is not even starting in the team. He is good, but that price is way too much for him. I agree. I'm going to go right down, people. What does the alligator say? Hang in there, Frank. With over 7,000 points, I foresee some free chicken wings at my local Buffalo Wild Wings. Yo. See what we miss out on all this American food. Steaks 3 inches thick. Donuts. Hot dogs. And Phil says, Frank, when you said players are like thoroughbreds, great analogy, racehorse, greyhounds. Yeah, all elite athletes. An injury and stops them from being elite, says Phil. Yeah, they're like a thoroughbreds. It was like Isak last season. He got a hit, like a little thing on his thigh, and he was out for weeks. And that's strange. I forget what the physio said. And he was working on that little thing. As I said, they're like thoroughbreds. Least knocking. And Ali to the Phil. Birds will leave in 2027 for sure. It will be hard for us without him. We need to look for a replacement in time to replace Virgil. You need to be good. I think we need to sign it. Yeah. Everyone's saying that. Everyone. And Phil says to Ellie, NATO plans already in place for decades. The mass grave sites are in place for 30 million people in Germany. It's all we need, isn't it? And Dennis, Frank, that's great. Read a doc. Do you have a video of it on? No, yeah, I do. But just go on my thing, Google me, and you'll see all, my DVDs. So it's take your pick. I can't tell you what one, you see. It is. Out of them that we did, Dennis. Oh, Bella's leaving. Leaving now myself, Bella, darling. Buonanotte, Franco, and all you beautiful people. Love tonight, says Bella. Very interesting, different topics, Stowe. Good night. Phil, says Ali. They cannot control people, so maybe it's time for people to leave and bring robots. They can do whatever they want with them after us. but all becoming robots. I agree with you, Stephen. Should have done, mate. We should have asked them back. And Phil, I'm going to end here, boys. Frank, my brother, has a job in the Duke of Westminster's house. He had to hang an antique rug with on a wall for the party. A week later, take it down. They gave him a present as a tip. Oh, go away. Did they? I'm finishing. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I'll be back tomorrow all refreshed. And I promise you I won't have anything to eat. I hope you've enjoyed tonight because it was a free-for-all. Say what you needed to say. But it was mostly football again. Thanks very much, people. See you tomorrow. You know what it is, don't you? Current affairs tomorrow. Thanks a lot.